up, girls? It is Monday, July 20th. Wait, let me check my computer. Yes, indeed it is. Monday, July 20th. And I'm eating a hot dog. Because it's tasty. Lots of ketchup. Right, so I'm going to finish chewing this, like turn the camera off, and then talk about what I'm supposed to talk about. Okay. So right, my haiku. I wrote one, and it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna count out the syllables for you, just to check my work, because I tend to make my work not good. Alright, my friends are awesome. Half-Blood Prince was a great film. I am content now. That was beautiful. Actually, my first draft of my haiku was Harry for the win. Oh yeah. Right, so I've done a lot of traveling the past 2 weeks. Seeing camera. Okay. Right, so that is why I did not have a video last week, as I was in the mountains where they don't have Wi-Fi. Maine was pretty fun, but first flight not so great, because we were supposed to stay on the same plane and just hop on over to Maine, but then they were like, no, you have to switch flights. We were like, okay, and we switched flights. And then they were like, this plane's broken. Let's switch to another one. So we're like, okay, that's annoying. And they made us stand in a line for a long time. And it was just annoying. And then we're pretty sure we were on the same exact plane we were on to start with, because we went to the same gate and it had only been like 20 minutes and the plane looked exactly the same. Although you probably wouldn't be able to tell because all those tiny planes look the same. So when we got to Maine, my sister and I sunbathed a little on my aunt and uncle's deck next to the lake. But we never did get on the jet ski or the boat because next 2 days it rained. So we watched baseball, Mamma Mia, Law and Order, and NCIS, all of which were pretty great. So, you know, can't complain. And then the last day, the day we left, it was nice and sunny outside. But we had to get on a flight, on a plane. Blah. Then, when we got home around 4, I called the other Katie up and was like, hey, get off the beach and come to my house. Because she had brought her sister Emily and Emily's friend Samantha down from the DC area and to hang out with me for the day and then go down to the mountains. Oh yeah. And hanging out with them was really cool. Nice girl time. And the mountains were really fun. We did some cool stuff. Mostly we went to the pool and played some beach volleyball on the sand they have by the pool. For a little while, we went to the hot tub and sauna, but not a lot, because I don't really like saunas. Whatever. On days when we did stuff, we went horseback riding, and that was really fun, because I love the ponies, and you know I do. And we also went whitewater rafting and tubing, which was an adventure. Because when we got the tubes and rented them, the lady was like, yeah, it'll take you like 2.5 hours to get down the river. And we're like, okay. And it took 4.5 hours to get down the river. And I got sunburnt. But not that much, because I kept reapplying. Not as much as I should have, though. Harry Potter time! Harry Potter was awesome. I saw it yesterday at 9:30 with my mommy before we went to a Tupperware party where I babysat. But, yeah, the movie was really good. Like, obviously they had to cut out some plot points, and they had, like, 2 scenes that I didn't like, but that is much less. Like, usually I hate, like, half the scenes in Harry Potter movies, where I'm like, wow, they really should have talked about this, because it's actually important, instead of doing cutesy things that they don't need. But this one was really good. I was surprised they had, like, really good details in there, and stuff that I loved from the book, so I was like, yeah, awesome! And then, I looked at Vlogbrothers a little bit, and found out they had a truth or fail about Harry Potter, so I was like, oh, good times, and I got 4 out of 5, and I'm really proud. Now I'm gonna act out my most embarrassing moment with these guys. And only one of them will be the actual person. See, it's me! The me that I created. Alright, Maria will be playing my 10th grade teacher, even though she looks nothing like her. Purple just comes to mind. A backwards Mary will be this kid Neil. No, Neil. Kara will be my friend Diva when we're on the bus trip. And backwards Corinne will be Kid... Alright, we're gonna call him Kid 2. Kid 1 will be played by Katie. I hope you enjoy this. Kristin's 10th grade English class.
Everyone had to write a paper and say it aloud to the class, but you couldn't like have your paper up there. You just had to speak from your mind and go with it, and had to be between like 3 and 5 minutes, I think was this one. And then afterwards, the teacher would be like, okay, so comments, and some people would have to talk about what you talked about and say like how you could have said it better, or like which parts they liked, which parts they didn't like, and stuff like that. You know, general English class things. The day that I gave my presentation, this happened. And thus, blah 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 blah, the end. So anyone have any comments about Kristin's presentation? Yeah. Okay, so I'll go first. First of all, I just want to say that you have the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. Oh my god. Without me having to say this, you should realize the class burst into laughter after that. So, Neil couldn't continue saying what he had began, including the teacher laughing. Yeah, everyone was laughing, and I was doing the face palm. So once my face had returned to normal, non-tomato color, class discussion continued, with a few giggles now and then. Next day of presentations in class, with a random kid. Kid 1, shall we say. And thus and far, blah blah blah, the end of my presentation. Okay, does anyone have anything to say about, Kid 1's speech? Kid 2. Yeah, you have the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. And here everyone laughs, again. As I turn slowly tomato red. Quickly tomato red, if you will. Poor me. Then later, on the bus. Diva and I are sitting there, and Diva turns around her seat, and I'm sitting here, and she's like, oh, hey, Kristin, you're kind of infamous now. And I was like, what? For what? And she's like, because of what Neil said. And I was like, oh my god, that was very embarrassing. You realize this, right? And she was like, well, yeah, but he really didn't mean it that way. Because, like, and she explained to me, you know, I'm in debate with him, and what he meant was that, like, you do have a beautiful voice, but it can be used for good. And, like, when people hear you, then, like, they'll listen to you because you won't have an ugly voice and people won't be ignoring you, and you can speak well. And I was like, well, that makes it better. It's nice to get complimented, but, still. So that's my sad tale, where a perfectly harmless, in his head, compliment turned into embarrassment in my head. I love you all and your faces, and I'm really glad that I got to make a video again. Yay, because I missed it. And my little subpar video that I made 2 Mondays ago wasn't really cool, and I always wish that I had more time and that I hadn't done it at 1 a.m., but couldn't really have done it any other time, so, yeah. Peace out, Cub Scouts.